Do you have any desire at this point to do something else, like maybe on a smaller scale? Or do you feel fully fulfilled? Which there's no right or wrong answer.
Maybe on a smaller scale, we would do something again. This winter, I wrote a children's book, and that's kind of sitting in the ether, trying to figure out what the next steps there are. So there's that kind of area I'm exploring. But right now, I feel like I'd be forcing something. That's what I like about the book is the book doesn't feel like I think it's kind of like the art for you. Like I love to write, I love to create things. There's something about creating a physical product that you could actually hold in your hands. There's something special about that after creating software. But to create anything like what we did before, not much desire and just not much energy for that left in me at this point in time.
Yeah.
Never say never, I guess.
Yeah. It's difficult. And I really appreciate you being open to chat with me. And it's been difficult to gently persuade and nudge the women I know during this phase because you're like, what do I have to say? Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know who I am.
Yeah.
But that's exactly where the value is because I believe, especially with all of us in our 40s, and that's mostly who listens, 40s into 50s, it's a phase of reimagining what life will be in this next stage. And I suspect that most don't get to the other end of the tunnel before they turn back. Because being in the liminal and being in the unknown, that includes your own identity, is foreign. Because I think up till now, a lot of people just kind of follow the script. Like you go to school, you get a job, or you start a business, you find a partner,
Have
have the
kids.
kids, and like, okay, now who am I? And it's a difficult question to answer. And I think what you
Yeah. And
shared has a
and
lot
it's
of value.
hard changing your identity. I think that has been something I've been struggling with over the last year is if I am not the co-founder of That Clean Life, if I'm not a business owner, if I'm not a manager or a boss, without all these people calling on me and needing me to answer questions and help them move their work along, who am I? And what do I bring to this world? It's a tough question. And I think so many people get stuck and feel like something's wrong or off, but they don't have the strength or maybe even the courage to reinvent themselves
Mhm.
and go through that.
Or don't have the examples of people who've
Mhm.
done it because I go into it, hide away and reemerge as something totally new and successful in a different way. And what if success is just following the whispers of your heart and doing the things day to day, moment by moment that really fill your heart and bring you joy and fulfillment? And,
Yeah.
in the age of intelligence, ancient or artificial, it's sort of these soft skills of parenting and nurturing and creating and being creative that I'm seeing. Maybe it's just, because I'm following a bunch of weavers now, but that I'm seeing this emergence of the value in the slowness, and it's the antidote.
Yeah. And that's why I was really excited. That's why I came back around after I said, no, I'm not ready to talk yet. I said, I am ready to talk because I'm also finding it hard to connect with people. And as you change and as you evolve, some friendships that served you might not no longer serve you. And you've become a different person and they might not really understand where you're going. And it's been lonely too. So
Yeah.
that's why I was excited to chat with you today because I knew you were going through it and you've talked to so many brave women who are also going through it. And
You brought up the relationships, which is really interesting. And I often ask almost everyone about losing relationships because it's something that I have been challenged with forever in every iteration of who I've been. And it's part of it. And ultimately, you do end up finding the people who resonate with where you are now. And I've also experienced a new wave of loss when I'm no longer of value to people, where I'm no longer a founder with influence and an entrepreneur. Well, even though you always are, it's like you can't shake it.
yep.
But yeah, that's part of the reinvention. And I also think, though, that you will find the people that really see the wisdom in the choices that have been made. And those people are also resonating at a different level than, say, the active entrepreneurs, and not in a better or worse way. It's just
Yeah.
what's there.
Everybody's kind of on their own path and you kind of have to find people who are resonating at the same frequency.
Yeah.